Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Alfred from Succulent Social. Now this is again another repot session. So this is our third series of repotting using our succulent soil mix with pumice. So in the last two repotting sessions, guys, I've been using pumice with our base soil mix. So I'm calling it my pumice succulent soil mix. So if you haven't seen my pumice succulent soil mix preparation video, I'll tag it in here. So to kick it off, I'll start with Ellen. Here I have a tray of leaf propagations, and with my Ellen, a friend of ours gave us a few leaves, and I tried to kind of leaf propagate them, and I have it here, a lot of them. So my plan is to kind of make them into or put them together in this 21 centimeter terracotta pot. So I'll have it clumped together here, and then from there I think this type of plants would kind of trail at some stage. So to start with, guys, this one has a draining hole that is kind of big, so I don't want my soil mix to just flow out of there when we water them. So I will use one of our shade cloth. So this is the mesh, so I'll just cover it like that and put in the soil. So the Ellen, guys, is a Graptopetalum. So it's one of a few Graptopetalum in the world. There's just less than 20 of them, I reckon. I don't know what's the count, like 18, 19 Graptopetalum in the world. So we have Ellen, and we also have a few in our garden, like the Mendozae and the I think the ghost plant is also a Graptopetalum. So I think that is something that we can think of collecting at some stage, maybe. So I'm just using this small wooden spoon to just, get our Ellen out of this tray. So they are very rounded. The leaves of the Graptopetalum Ellen are kind of rounded, that they almost like being confused with a Mendozae. But Mendozaes have kind of very chubby and rounded leaves. This one has narrower and flatter leaves. So if you notice, guys, the mother leaf is still here, still attached, still haven't decomposed yet. So it gave 2 pops, and now there's 2 more at the bottom, and some of the, I think these are flowers, start to come out already. So what I'll do, guys, is because they are kind of grouped as a cluster, all the new babies, what I'm gonna do is I'll face them outwards, so when they grow they'll kind of push towards the edge of the terracotta pot instead of being inside a cluster. Okay, their roots doesn't really go deep, so you see, only this much. So the terracotta pot that we selected is just really appropriate for its size. If you wanna add a leaf propagation, let's say in your arrangement, try to put it kind of away from the rest so that it gives you more space. I mean, it gives it more space for the leaf to kind of grow, and that will pretty much occupy that area there. Once it grows, it matches the shape of all these surrounding succulents. So alright, guys, here it is, our Graptopetalum Ellen. There's a cluster arrangement. Our next Echeveria to pot today is this beauty called Lola. Now I have this tray again, sit at corner of our garden, and I haven't really looked at this for so long and realized that we have a Lola here, and it kind of grew into a very good size actually. I think it's just one of those leaf propagations we had before, because I know this pot has been just, you know, sitting for some time, where we just drop whatever leaves we found or that fell and just put it here for them to grow. But this Lola just grew so big. Now Lola is a hybrid of two very beautiful Echeverias. So this is a Lilacina and this is a Albingerii. So the Lola got its kind of the farina from Lilacina, and the color, like it's kind of a very soft color green, is from the Albingerii. The rosette is almost the same as this one as well, but it is really beautiful, very stunning color for Lola. These are very easy to grow, and since they are Echeverias, they love the sun. Obviously they don't really like extreme conditions, so when there's a very high temperature in your area, try to put them in a shaded area or cover it with a shade cloth, and they're also not kind of frost hardy really. So all right, let's repot. Right guys, here's the Lola. It has a very shallow root system, if you notice here. So I'll just remove the weeds, and this is ready to pot. So I'll put her in this 11cm pot with this shade cloth. I'll remove the old potting mix. If you want to repot this type of plant, because of the thick farina and you don't like the farina disturbed, it's best to hold them from the bottom, or at least from the base. So here you go guys, our Lola. The thing with Lola is they grow tall, so they don't easily lose their lower leaves. So if you look at this one here, it reached a certain height and it can even grow taller. And it's springtime here in Melbourne, Australia, so you start to see these flowers. I would like to cut this flower, but for the purpose of, you know, appreciating this plant, maybe I'll let one of these flower stalks to flower, and I'll remove the rest, because their flowers are kind of really beautiful in bloom. So here is Lola in its 11cm pot, and they will be sitting here in the next 2 weeks before I'll water them and introduce them to the elements. Very beautiful. So our third plant for today's repot session is this Pachyveria powder puff. So it is very powdery and hence probably that's where the name was derived, being a powdery appearance because of its very thick farina. So this plant is a hybrid of an Echeveria and a Pachyphytum. For the Echeveria, its mother plant is Acanthe, so that's where it got its color, and a very thick farina, so it turns purple. And the other one is a Pachyphytum moonstone. We don't have a moonstone here, but I can insert the photo. That's where it got its chubby leaves. If you see here, it's kind of a thick leaf, and even if you look at the babies, are also very thick, and chubby leaves, so that's where moonstone characteristic is. And then the color and the farina got it from acanthe. All right, let's repot. So I'm gonna put it on a 11 centimeter pot. This one here, a terracotta one. And if you notice these Pachyverias, they have their babies at the bottom, at the base of the plant. So you see here. So it has thick farina, so I'm gonna be touching the base, and for sure I will be disturbing its farina. So if you notice there, the babies are here. They started, Pachyveria powder puff will start their growing season on the colder months, winter, all the way to summer. So I will just tease this one because they've been growing in that pot for quite some time now. So here it is, guys, our powder puff in an 11 centimeter pot. So I will be putting in pumice in between the base of the baby leaves into the soil later, just to get that separation between the two. Although from experience, they don't really rot easily, even with prolonged exposure to water like rain and cold temperature as well. They also, when we had a frost last time, I noticed that it's not really super affected, so they could be frost hardy with at least not a prolonged exposure with those extreme conditions. So yeah, this is powder puff in its new home. So our next plant to repot today is this Echeveria. This is called Atoll or Blue Atoll, and it is very, very beautiful. Look at the shape of the rosette and the pink tips. It is very, very beautiful, and you can see how the leaves kind of scoop like a spoon shape, really, and it's just so stunning with a kind of a pinkish tips. So this Echeveria, we had this originally in this pot, so we haven't really moved this plant when I got it, but it just outgrew the pot. When we bought it, it's like only this big, but look at that now. So I'll be repotting this in this 15 centimeter pot. We'll just give this plant kind of a wider space, you know, for the leaves to kind of just spread. So all right, so guys, when we repot, we try to kind of, as always, clean the base, and I can see more babies there inside. So I think by repotting it to this new pot, we'll give it more space to grow. So this is our Echeveria Atoll or Blue Atoll in its 15 centimeter pot. Go easy with the water as usual, and it's growing season, so they might need twice a week watering, depending really on the soil, but it's in a terracotta pot, so it's usually quicker because of the porous material or characteristic of this clay pot. So there'll be more air ventilation, so this might dry quickly. So have a look with your pot, you know, if it's very light, then water them, and yeah, this is it, Atoll. So here you go, guys, our 4 pots for today. So we have our Ellen. Look at those purple colors. And then we have our powder puff and its babies, like pink colors. And then our Atoll. Look at those flowers, guys. And look at the shape. It's amazing, isn't it? With those spoon-like leaves. That rosette is just beautiful. And of course our Lola. Those leaves, white leaves that she got from Mama Lilacina. The color is just so nice as well. It's like light green with hints of pink and purple. So I'm just finished this off with some pumice on the side. Again, I'm putting in pumice here, guys, to kind of provide that separation between the soil and the leaves, just to prevent or at least minimize any chances of leaf rot. Look at them, very beautiful. So here you go, guys, our 4 pots of today's repot session. Hi guys, our next Echeveria to pot.